All right, welcome to another episode with your host Cliff Secord. Today we'll be talking about the Game Boy Advance, which last week turned 24 years old. So I probably should have done a video last week, but I'm an idiot. Oh well. Yeah, I thought we'd just look at about 10 games for the Game Boy Advance. These aren't a top 10. I don't do top 10s. It's just a list of 10 games I thought are great. So let's start it off. Looking at Advanced Guardian Heroes. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking Guardian Heroes because this is the sequel to the Saturn version. This is a 2004 beat 'em up from Treasure. Yep, the Gunstar Hero folks. Published by Ubisoft, and like I said, a sequel to the Saturn Guardian Heroes, where the story is after the undead hero has returned to his rest. The heroes were given the option of becoming the Sky Spirit's perfect warriors. The group was divided with Nicole, Serena, and Volgar joining the Sky Spirit, and Han and Genjiro refusing. Randy escaped back to Earth on his own, leaving Han and Genjiro to fight a losing battle against their former comrades. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a fun, portable version of Guardian Heroes. If you're a fan of the franchise, get it. And if you don't like it, then go to the next game. And no, I did not beat this robot. Here is Astro Boy Omega Factor. It's a 2003 beat 'em up from Treasure. I know, right? Back-to-back Treasure games? This is published by Sega. Sega on Nintendo, though, so look away, purists. Join Astro, the robotic superhero with a human mind in a quest to reunite the robotic race and humans. Astro uses his 7 super abilities to face off against the likes of Atlas, Blue Knight, and more than 40 other characters. The game brings classic 2D gaming to the Game Boy Advance along with an original 7-episode story. You'll be playing as Astro Boy. You'll learn about justice, compassion, evil, courage, and the history of Astro Boy, all while building Astro's Omega Factor, strengthening his character and superhuman abilities. Whew! Yeah, this looks fantastic too. This is probably one of the better looking games I've seen on the Game Boy Advance. And it's fun. Alright, here's Iridion 3D. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a 2001 3D rail shooter from Shinin. Who? Well, do you remember F-Zero? They made 2 racers for the Wii U and Switch that are F-Zero inspired. Fast Racing Neo and Fast Racing RMX. I believe the people from Shinin worked on F-Zero, but I can't confirm that. Anyways, you will play as a single starship defending Earth from the alien Iridion. The game spans 7 levels from Earth to the alien's home planet, each following a linear path that culminates with a boss. Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, look at this. This is on a portable Game Boy Advance. I think it's pretty impressive. Yeah, I'm almost for sure though that some of the Shinin guys, they worked on F-Zero for Nintendo, and I think a couple of dudes like split off and they started making like their own games. Another popular one from them is called The Tourist, which is on the Switch. Actually, it might be on other platforms too. I've only played it on the Switch, so sorry. But that's a pretty fun game. And spoiler alert, you won't hear the last of Shinin in the list of games, so stay tuned. Look at those revolutionary handheld graphics. My God. Alright, here's another one. Ninja 5-0. It's a 2003 action platform game from Hudson. Developed by Konami. Published by Konami. You'll take the role of Joe Asugi, a ninja who must stop a terrorist group influenced by mystical masks. Whatever the hell that means, I have no idea. Apparently a bunch of them got together, they put on some masks, and they said, let's tear the city apart. Ninja 5-0 said no. Does look very reminiscent of Ninja Gaiden. Similarities a little there. Not just because he's a ninja. You at home. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Controls pretty great. The only thing that's kind of annoying is right here is using that little cable thing. It gets kind of frustrating trying to catch on to the other pegs. But, I mean, that's my only gripe. Other than that, I don't know. I think it's good. But what do I know? I have a fledgling channel on YouTube. Is that the word? Hey, look, it's Super Mario. It's the game that was in the ad I showed. How clever of me. Super Mario World Super Advance 2 is a 2002 action platformer and second in the Super Mario Advance series. This is simply, though, a reissue of Super Mario World, but with some notable differences, such as numerous gameplay, visual, sound, and level design changes from the original game. And it cuts out the two-player option from the original game, and then it adds the addition of Luigi now as a playable character in single player. Additionally, there's a remake of the classic Mario Brothers game that's also included on here. And as with the other entries in the Super Mario Advance series, supports anywhere from 1 to 4 players. So, yeah, this is I mean, I've always loved this on Super Nintendo, so this is a perfect portable version to take with you. I travel now and then, so whatever handheld I bring, it's nice to have games like this. But yeah, there's really not much to explain. If you haven't played the Super Nintendo version, I mean, then I guess this is new to you, but I think most people watching this should know what this game is, so... Alright, also big Gunstar Heroes fan. I've loved it on the Sega Genesis. This is Gunstar Super Heroes. This is from 2005, a run and gun from Treasure. I know. What can I say? I like what I like, people. This is also published by Sega. It's a sequel to the 1993 Sega Genesis game. Story taking place after the destruction of the God of Ruin, also known as Gold and Silver, the final boss, which was at the end of Gunstar Heroes. The explosion created 4 moons orbiting the Earth. However, many years later, the creation of a 5th moon reveals a plan to resurrect the malevolent Empire and Gold and Silver once again. Dun dun dun! I can't believe I said that word right. Malevolent. Malevolent? Malevolent. Yeah, this is good. Like I said, I love the Genesis version. Love taking it back in the day when I actually had the Nomad, the mother of all battery draining devices. But yeah, this is definitely fun to have on that Game Boy Advance. Rapid fire, mindless action. Alright, here's some Double Dragon Advance, a 2003 beat-em-up published by Atlas. This is a remake of the 1987 arcade game where, as in the original arcade game, I had to catch my breath there, the player takes control of martial arts masters Billy Lee or his brother Jimmy as they fight their way against the members of the Shadow Warriors in order to rescue Billy's girlfriend Marion. Double Dragon Advance can be played alone or with another friend player via a Game Link cable. A third game mode allows a single player to play the game as both Lee brothers, with one character being controlled by the player while the other stands idle until the player switches characters. There's also a survival mode in which a player must defeat as many adversaries possible in a single life. Yeah, big fan of... I'm a big fan of a lot of the games that are on here, because a lot of these are ports. So yeah, it usually goes without saying. I wouldn't put it in here if I wasn't a big fan, right? I don't know why I keep saying big fan, but I'm a big fan of a lot of these games, so... This one plays really well. The controls are great. The jumping's not frustrating. And I think it looks great. A lot of these games look really good on the Game Boy Advance. I don't know if a lot of people know, but it was a 32-bit system, so... I think that's pretty cool for a handheld. And I know there are better handhelds, believe me. Before you start lighting up the comments. See that? When a problem comes along, you must whip it. Alright, so I'm probably in the minority with this one. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003 game. It's a beat-em-up game from Konami. In this game, each turtle has his own unique set of levels and accompanying storyline that you complete. In addition to the traditional side-scrolling levels, there are third-person view races, a show glider level, which I'll show. There's Donatello in there, who's like my favorite turtle. And then there's a bike race between Raphael and Casey Jones. Yeah, I don't think this was like the heavy favorite amongst people out of all the different handheld versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are out there. But I like this one a lot. It's a little repetitive at times, but I don't care. I like the cartooniness of it. Donatello, like I said, is my guy, so I think this is fun. It's not very expensive, so worst case, just add it to the list. Add it to your collection. Yeah, there he is. Look at him. His little kite with a gun coming out of I don't know where. Whee! Get him, Donatello. Yeah, I can't blow those up either. I don't know what those are. These last missiles should take us to the next game. I was right. Here it is. Tang Tang. The drink so nice they named it twice. And if you're giggling at home, knock it off. A 2001 puzzle platformer that was originally an arcade game. As one of 4 space soldiers, you will place and remove blocks, collect a certain number of crystals to reveal a teleporter, which leads to the next level. That's it. Pretty easy. I wouldn't say pretty. It's easy. It gets harder. It gets a lot harder. But yeah, I like this one. It's different. It's something, I like games that, have to actually make me think, because I'm kind of an idiot, so this game will definitely put you there. I had to edit this one for sure, because it took me forever to figure out that one bottom coin. I don't want to waste everybody's time, so we would have been watching this video for at least 2 hours. Alright, last in the series, Iridion 2, a 2003 scrolling shmup. Shoot 'em up if you're scratching your head. That's right, Shinin, I told you they'd be back. I knew you were paying attention. This was also published by Vivendi Universal Games. I mentioned them in my last vid. It's a sequel to Iridion 3D. Yes, correct again, viewer at home. Where the story takes place after the events in Iridion 3D. The forces of the Iridion disappeared completely, which prompted mankind to travel into space and colonize the planets of the Iridion home galaxy. However, after hundreds of peaceful years, the Iridion Empire returned and attacked the human colonists with the intent of retaking their planets. Player assumes control over the SHN-27 en route to save mankind from the Iridion once more. Yeah, this is another just fantastic game. I mean, just look at this. I mean, this is really, to me, it's like next level stuff for handhelds. And it plays really well. I like it a lot. But alas, my friends, this is the last in the video. If you made it this far, as always, I thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on the next vid. Take care.